Hi everyone, Phoenix here. It's been a long day. I don't even want to talk about like days, but not anything bad though. I've been trying to finish my book and I'm not rushing it. I just have so many notes, so much that my dreams and you know, they give me what I should put in the book, and so I try to differentiate what goes in the book, what goes on YouTube, what do I put in my classes I offer, things like that. I have other clients reaching out to me. I did reach out to one of my subscribers. I believe he's a subscriber. I forget the name.
Upset and change, because with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, what was given to me.
What is your name? Give me a second. You know who you are. I did reach out to you because I don't know, like it was just so odd. I dreamt that, I don't know, like, and trust me, I'm not looking for anything like that. It was just a dream, but I'm doing some work, and I had been looking for a computer programmer, someone that knows how to program code. I have a code, okay, and so I was looking for someone who knows how to program code. And so I dreamt of one of the people that subscribed to me, and I need someone to help me write the code. I mean, program it. Like, what is it that I need? Pretty much to program it. And so, yeah. And so I did reach out to you to see if you knew how to do that. I did look at some of your videos. Okay, you have some really awesome videos. I cannot remember your name. Let me go on my YouTube and see. I mean, my email, Gmail, and see if you're on here. But you know who I'm talking about, okay? Yeah, you all should go and check the channel out. That's why I want to mention it to you, because this YouTuber has some pretty good information on there. And so I wanted to just give a second to shout you out, so that it's not looking like I'm crazy or something. Because I'm not. Because that can be weird. Because I emailed you saying that I had a dream about you, and I know that can be weird, but it wasn't like that. It was nothing sexual or anything. It was just that either you were showing me something, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like, you were showing me how to do something. Yeah. And so I wanted to shout you out. Oh my God, I cannot find this. I am not that computer savvy. I am a little bit, but not like that. I don't see it, but it's okay. But the person, you know who I'm talking about, okay? But I did want to talk to you all about intuition, okay? I have been gathering up my notes on what intuition looks and feels like for me, okay? And so I wanted to share with you all some things that I've become aware of, okay? And how it works for me, okay? So maybe this will help you tap more into your natural soul's abilities, okay? And so this is just some notes that I've gathered together. I had emailed them to myself. They're like not in any particular order. They are a mess, so this would not be offered as a PDF yet, because I haven't gotten it together. I've been doing other things, especially like with my readings and mediumship I'm doing, trying to finish book 2 and my other little books. Just got a lot. I'll be doing some things, and so this is something that I did really want to share with you all to help you, because how it helped me. I understand that we all work different. Our abilities look different from everyone else, because we have unique individual systems, right? Some of our systems work through our stomach. Some of our intuitive abilities work through our heart space. Some of our work straight going into the mind and completely bypassing everything else. Mine's work with the mind, go straight into my brain and get processed like a claircognizance, right? And so I'll get a knowing, and then with the knowing comes a feeling, like a familiar feeling, like a sense of, I know this, I've done this before, this is correct for me. It feels very open. It feels very truth. That's how my claircognizance work. And with my clairvoyant and clairaudient, they work hand in hand together. When I see a picture or a vision, I'll hear interpretations with it also. When my soul space is talking to me, my soul space, when that is talking to me, it gives me a feeling, a sense of love, a overwhelming sense of love and sense of peace and sense of joy, right? And so I wanted to talk to you about like clairvoyance, how it as far as like the masculine and the feminine energy aspects of it, right? And so clairvoyant, the visions, they're like structures, they're maps, they're doors, they're stages, they're containers, protective forms. So for me, that's like they are, it is the structure of my vision for clairvoyance. It is a structure that is telling me or showing me how to go about doing something. That is what the masculine energy of clairvoyance feels like for me. It kind of like shows me process by process on how to do something. It doesn't show me all at one time. It'll show me at individual stages. And just like today, the more feminine aspects of it, I was listening, was writing, trying to finish off this book, and I was listening to Alan Watts, and he was speaking about how to go about your daily life and simply just focusing on yourself within, because no one outside of you really exists. And so he meant that in the sense of everyone is living, most of everyone is living from their ego space, and that space doesn't exist. It's a program, right? And so as I was listening to that, I started getting piece by piece visions. Okay, like kind of like visions of what happens internally when I am working, or when I am doing something, when I am going about my daily life. I can oftentimes narrate my daily life. I can often sometimes narrate, and it can be in different voices, and it can be in my voice. Sounds so crazy. And so it was just showing me how we live our lives according to the program, right? We live our lives according to the people that programmed us, right? With the judging, with the monitoring, with always just the constant state of chatter within the mind space. And so I got a vision of how that would look like without it, because it suddenly became apparent to me what he was saying. I started seeing it, and it was bit by bit by bit, and it felt really comforting. It felt really it felt really reassured. It felt really okay, like I get it. It felt like that. And so that's more of the divine feminine type of energy for me. It feels, I even wrote some down, it'll feel comforting, peacefully. It'll feel lovingly. That's more of a divine feeling, of divine feminine feeling for me. A divine, but let me get back to this. Okay, and so when divine feminine energy comes in, and that is the energy that paints the vision within the structure for me sometimes. Okay, so it just flows into space. So if the divine masculine has painted a structure for me, a scene, the divine masculine will paint the outside scene for me. And the divine feminine, that energy will paint the flowing image of what it is I need to see. And so I'll give you an example. I was just talking with my nephew about, he wants to be, I don't know, he produces and directs a lot of things with his dinosaurs. And so he wanted to make a banner. And so I was giving him ideas on how to make a banner and how to make a outside scenery so that it can look like Jurassic. It can look like it's outside, right? And so I gave him an idea of using like boxes that he get, and getting leads from outside and pasting them inside of the box to form a structure, like a background, so that when he's filming his little videos, he doesn't have the background of his house, if that makes sense. He has the background of its element, right? And so that's, to me, that's what the divine masculine does. Okay, it forms a background, it forms a structure background, it maps out the background scene for me. And the divine feminine, that energy kind of flows in the acting scene, to where I was doing a clairvoyant reading for someone, and the young lady was, I just so happened to close my eyes, and I just allowed the vision to show, and then I saw like the background scene coming in first, and then next I saw like a little boy playing on a couch, sitting on a couch, And the masculine was more of the firmer, the more furniture that was in one space. It was the thing that was not moving, but the flow energy of the divine feminine, that energy was more of the acting, the more of the characters acting in the play of the scene that was shown to me. I hope that's making sense. She's thought I can explain this. Okay, and so I have the feminine scene, flowing imagery, colors, symbolic, animals, dance scene, scenes full of life. And that's what the divine feminine energy is for me. Okay, I was just trying to say it without even looking at it, and I did get it right. Okay, and so the imagery is often motivational and inspirational, right? Because it makes you feel a type of way. You feel like, wow, like that's amazing. Like you feel that way. Just like I was feeling when I was writing my book and Alan Watts and the visions that was flowing into me. Like I was like, wow, okay, that makes sense. Like I can do that, right? And it said it often shows the mood or the potential rather than a fixed plan. And it will show you the mood. In my vision, the little boy, he was climbing on the couch. In my vision with Alan Watts was talking about how it's free to go within yourself and not focus on the outside reality, because people in your outside reality, some people call them NPCs or whatever, but they are living from their program. And it don't matter if you was to ever like explain yourself to them, they will never get it, because they are viewing their life from its own limited aspect. And if you are talking to them from a space of your soul expression, you are telling them about something that they could never fathom for themselves, so they would never be able to fathom it for you. I hope that makes sense. And so that's what Alan Watts was saying. And then the images, it just started making sense as to why you got to stop explaining yourself to people. You shouldn't have to explain yourself to people. I mean, like, as I stated before, people don't have the capacity to understand their own life. They will never be able to understand yours, even if they don't know what you're doing. They don't know why you stopped doing what you used to do, why you change. It's not about you explaining yourself to them, giving your power away to something outside of you, right? So that it can make sense to you. No, it's like you have to just be firm within yourself, stand 10 toes down in what you are doing. It's all about you embodying the sense of knowing, embodying the sense of, okay, I got this right here with my guidance, right? That was something. And so how to recognize it fast, okay? The guidance is in direction, sequence, or protection. That is the divine masculine energy. The more feminine energy is like expression, imagery, emotional connections, right? So that was one of them with the clairvoyance kind. Let me see what else that I got. I had emailed myself all this stuff today because I was going to like delete it from my phone, and I had to clear up space. Even though I don't have to clear space, it's the weirdest thing. And then I did make a chart, okay? Divine feminine energy. You can see like feelings or symbolic like flashes. Beauty and harmony. Okay, story, metaphoric sensations. You can feel into it, like feel into the energy first. Like you're able to feel other people's pain. I don't know why that works like that. I guess because of that, I don't know, that Mother Mary energy after Ascended Master Yeshua passed away. That's just what was shown to me. The pain that she felt while looking at her child up there like that. Okay, I don't know, like that mothering energy, if that makes sense, but that's just what was shown to me. Okay, and it often slows down. It will slow down. Like, even if it's in your outside reality, it will just slow down. Time will seem to slow down. You will become aware of the slowness of things so that you can see what the energy is trying to express to you, okay? It is very empathetic, nurturing, and emotional, okay? So divine masculine one is clear, direct, instructive, okay? Or in a logical sequence, okay? It urges you to set boundaries, organize, and take actions, okay? Guidance through lists, steps, and priorities. And so it'll, like I said before, it just was showing me, like, with my book sequence, and that's why I got back on this sequence, because it was just showing me, like, like in my dreams and just any like state to where I'm doing something else. It's just like, no, you're not prioritizing this. Like, I'm needing you to do this. I'm trying to send you here and you're doing something else. And so it kept like having me prioritize, like when I would get to do something. And if I wanted to watch like some TV or something, this is the parameters that was just flashes to me, the TV will turn off. And I would just be like, what in the world was that? Like, why did the TV turn off? And then I understand, okay, I need to be doing something else. And then I'll just sit quiet with myself, and then I'll get it, what I need to be doing. And then when I'm doing it, I'll feel a sense of peace. And then I'm just flowing through the work. It's not hectic, it's not rushed, it doesn't feel hard. That's what I noticed today when I was finishing up my book. I just got finished. I just uploaded it on Draft to Digitals. I just sent it out, and I felt really calm while I was working. I didn't feel overburdened. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel, I don't know, like stressed. And when I felt it was time for me to take a break, go outside, I went outside. When I felt like I wanted to go outside and write some more, I went outside and wrote some more. I kind of just went with the flow. Someone called me, I answered the phone, we talked for a little minute, get off the phone, I went right back to it. It was just that type of energy, to where whoever the person that called me, it was exactly the energy that I needed and inspiration that I needed to help me flow more. And so that's like more that divine masculine energy, okay? It says, this is the next step, do this now. You'll feel like you need to do something. Like, it'll just feel like you're often just will do something not even knowing why. And then you would just be like, I don't know why I did that. Or you'll just often know, you know, to cut someone off, right? That's why I wanted to mention the guy name. I don't want you to think that I was trying to be weird or something. I need a computer programmer. So if you all know any computer programmers, okay, that's not charging an astronomical price, please let me know. And I just thought that the way his graphic was on his videos, that he may be someone that knows how to computer program, or he may be able to lead me to someone. So it's just always things like that that shows you things, right? And so I'm not a weirdo, okay? And then the times feels linear and urgent. Like, you'll just feel like you need to do it. Like you just, I gotta go over here, I gotta go over there. Like, I just gotta go. You gotta go, okay? And the messages are decisive, grounded, and focused, okay? You just feel like I know exactly what to do, okay? Now, the clear cognizance, this is the knowing, right? The masculine. It's an instant download of a planned sequence or a logical order. You just would know exactly what to do. You just will get the download. And that often happens, like, when I'm doing my readings. It's like, it'll take control of the reading. It'll put me in a framework, in a framework to where the reading is supposed to go. It'll just guide me. I don't know if you often hear me say, well, somebody just took control of the reading, because that's that energy. It sets you where you need to be, okay? The knowing feels complete. No need to refine before acting. You just know what to do, right? Often includes boundaries, okay, or timing, not yet. this first, right? Like, don't do that yet, right? Not right now, right? Do this. It feels like that. It just feels, and it sounds like that too, but it's not fear-based. It doesn't feel fear-based when you hear it. The feminine more aspect is instant knowing of a theme, feeling, or essence. You just know the theme of something. You just know someone's energy, okay? You just know what someone's wants. You just will feel into it. Like, I don't know how to say that, Spirit. So trying to describe these abilities, like I said, it can be really different. That's why people can't really describe them. We can put out videos to help you, okay, so you can pinpoint things, but I understood that nobody worked for me. Like, I used to piece together information to see how it worked for me, and it didn't work. So I had to stop, and I was just like, okay, Spirit. And so I had to go through trial and error with Spirit. Had to teach me trial and error. That was funny. It's been 7 years, so, well, 6 years. And so you're just like the claircognizance, you just will feel the knowing in it, right? And then it may need sharpening or structure before acting, right? And so, what did I mean when I say that? Sharpening and structure. You may need to tweak a few things, okay? That's what the divine feminine energy is telling you. Like, okay, before you do this, I need for you to set up this, like, to do this in motion. Like, so I'm trying to give you a recent example. And it could be something real simple. Your intuition works all the time. And so, like, when I go out in the morning for a walk, I would hear, like, make the coffee, right? I'll just know, I'll get a sense like I need to make the coffee. And then I'll just make the coffee. And then, but on my way out the door, it'll stop me and say, I'll feel like, okay, yeah, let me make this coffee. So when I come back, it'll be nice and hot, right? It's like that. Okay, that's what I mean by, like, sharpening or structure before acting. Like, when I get up in the morning, yeah, that jogging or that walking is a perfect example, because I'll be heading out the door and then I'll just get a notion. Rick, remember to do this, right? You may think that you're just remembering something, but you're not just remembering it on its own. Okay, that information is being delivered to you. And a lot of people are already natural psychics and mediums because it's an innate a part of you, right? We just don't know it. It just was never pinpointed out to us, right? It can be as simple as something that's like, don't forget to turn off the stove, right? It could be as simple as don't forget to lock the door, right? Something simple as that. And it says often includes rational or emotional layers. This will bring peace. They need hope. So relational or emotional layers, like so relational, emotional area. I'm trying to give you all an example. So when I'll give you a prime example today with me reaching out to the person to ask them if they can help me with help me in some type of way. I was trying to, like, at first I didn't remember that part of my dream, but as the day went by and as I started typing, and then I just started remembering that part of my dream, and I said, oh, like, let me just reach out. But then I waited until I had the feeling like, yeah, you can do this, and it just felt like I can do it, right? And so I just did it. And so it'll just like, I had to wait, because I wait before I just do something. I just don't do it. I used to be that type of way. I'm a fire sign, and so I used to live in that energy. so funny. But not anymore. I don't live from any zodiac sign. Okay. Another that I have here, ego versus soul. This is like a cheat sheet I noticed about my own self, okay? The ego says they're mad at me. The soul said they're feeling something. It's not about you, because it's never about you, okay? It's never about you, right? The ego can say, I messed everything up. The soul would say, I'm learning. I'm still unfolding. You will hear that when you in a space to where you feel like you messed up something, then something else will come in. Soon as you get that thought or that notion, like, dang, I shouldn't do, and then the soul self or your higher self or someone will come in and say, no, it's okay. Like, it'll like redirect you, and then you feel a sense of calm. You'll feel a sense of peace within yourself, right? And then the ego will say, I shouldn't have said that. And then the soul will say, what I said came from my awareness, came from what I knew at the time, right? It's just like what you knew according to your awareness, right? What you knew according to the knowledge that you had at the time, right? Giving yourself grace, just like you would give others grace. Like when others do something to you, right? And instead of you just acting off of ego and just being mad at and upset at them, you just hold them in grace and say that, you know, they treated me according to how they were aware of themselves at the time, right? Because it's never about you, okay? It's your own responsibility to do the healing. It's everyone's own responsibility to do their own healing. It's never about you, okay? And then we have the ego says everyone is judging me. The soulmates say most aren't. Either way, you're still free. And so people are so often in their head, they don't have time to judge you. Only time people judge is when like they're on social media, right? That happens a lot, like social media. And it's just like people are reflecting their own insecurities on someone's photo. I pick up that energy a lot. Yeah. I think I want to stop posting on social media because I pick up that energy a lot. Like people are projecting their insecurities on me, and when you can feel it, but it's like you know it already, so it don't even bother you anymore. But in the beginning, oh man, I had to delete all of that. And it says, the ego says, I need to fix this right now. The soul will say, I can pause. Not everything is made to fix. Not everything is mine to fix. You don't have to fix everything. You're not a fixer, okay? You are here to witness. You are here to observe, and you are here to experience, okay? Even when you get to the realization that there was never nothing to fix, but you would have never known that had you not went down the rabbit hole to having to fix. That often, when I hear non-dual coaches teach that, and this is the reason why I stopped listening to them, they often say like, oh, you're perfectly fine. You don't need to fix anything. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. But you can't understand that unless you go on the mission, right? Spirit is smart, just like the Wizard of Oz. She would have, if just like the people telling you already on social media that you're already fixed, you don't believe it, right? You have to go down that rabbit hole in order for you to know that you are already whole, right? That the answers you needed already were in you, okay? But you just had to go on that adventure so that you can gain the knowledge, right? So you can gain the understanding, so that you can gain the confidence in yourself, right? And then it's like, I'm not good enough. And then you will hear the soul say, I am enough because I exist. No proving required. Like you just being here, you don't need to explain to anybody why you're here. You're just like the trees. You're a part of everything. You are the trees. You are the sun, the moon, the stars. It exists without explaining itself, right? And you are free to exist without explaining itself, right? Because you are a soul. You're not your personality, right? Always remember that. That was something that helped me out a lot, okay? That way you give yourself, thank you, I heard that, like you're free to take up space. You don't have to explain your existence to anyone, right? Okay. And it says, the ego would say, why is this happening to me? The soul would say, what is this showing me, right? And so I often understand that I operate a lot from my soul, because I'm always saying, like, how can I help myself? How can I help this version of me that is hurting? How can I help this version of me that feels this type of way? I often ask that. And so when you get into that space, okay, you're operating from your higher self, okay? And essentially your higher self is you before the program, right? The ego will say, this pain means something is wrong. The sensation means energy is moving. So you can get like pain in your body. I think I put up a video. I said that in the video when I said like pain, like, man, Spirit, tell me what I said about like somebody is like reliving out some childhood experiences from being around like sick people, or sick people was in their family, and you get a pain in your body and you just automatically think something is wrong. But reframe it, okay? Make sure you go to the doctor and go get checked up, right? If you don't have any of those things, just understand that it's energy, it's moving, okay? Stop making yourself sick. Stop assigning yourself to an illness, okay? If you went to the doctor, you got a clean bill of health, you're fine, okay? Stop assigning yourself illnesses, okay? I'm dying. Okay, this was deep for me, because every time that in the beginning, I would have an ego death. Oh my God. I would instantly go into the space of I'm dying. Instantly, I will go there with myself. I am dying. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm dying. I remember I left my son a long letter, a voicemail, him and his fiance, telling him that I'm dying. That I was having a heart attack, because that's what it felt like. My ego kept saying, you're dying, you're dying, you're having a heart attack, because my heart chakra was opening up, and the ego didn't know what was going on, didn't know what was happening. And I was just like, I didn't know what was happening to me. And when I woke up the next morning, I was like, oh, I'm alive. God damn, that's so funny. Holy shit. But anyway, the soul would say, no, I'm going deep. I am safe to feel this. Like, you're safe. Okay. That was something that my soul has started to say to me, like, no, you're fine. Like, you're going through an ego death, like transformation. I'll start seeing like butterflies, like on TV. I'll see butterflies in my mind's eye, and then I'll be like, oh, I would see like a white snake, and I'll be like, oh, okay. But now I know I don't even react like that. That's hilarious. This is old. Like when your life started to fall apart, your ego will say, I'm falling apart, and then your higher self or the highest version of you will come in and say, I'm being rearranged, because you are being rearranged to fit your new vibrational frequency. It's Raven, it's up on top of the cap. And this is the end, okay? Your ego will say that. This is a threshold, something that was near. And you feel like, okay, I ain't gonna make it. You feel like you're in that voided space. The ego be like, I don't know what the fuck going on. Remind yourself you're at the threshold. The ego, that bitch plays tricks on you. I'm telling you. And understand that those are all programs, okay? All programs. Know your program, okay? Oh, this is the clairaudience hearing, okay? The masculine. The voice is short, decisive, instructional. It very is, and it's do this, but it's soft. It feels protective. That divine masculine energy, it feels very protective. Like this energy, okay, Let me tell you something. I don't put my business. I'm always talking about my business anyway. Cause anyway, so goofy sometimes. Look, listen, I didn't grow up with a father. I had a stepfather, but he couldn't fucking stand me. And so I didn't have a masculine figure in my life, right, growing up. And so I wind up like the men that I dated, nothing was wrong with them, but I looked for them to protect me. I looked for them to stand up for me. And so when they didn't, I developed this strong personality. Like my mom had this strong personality. And so I developed that also, right? And it was because I was looking for something outside of me to protect me, right? I was looking for that. And it wasn't it. I wasn't supposed to have an outside male figure protecting me until I found the one within, okay? And so that's just how that happened for me. Let me tell you, you can find the beauty in all darkness, okay? I am a living proof of that, okay? And so this is my masculine energy. When I say I'm protected, I cannot explain to you. Like, it's just like be moving me right on out the way, right? Don't go over there. Like, don't reply to that text. They don't want nothing. They just want to work your nerve. It be just like that. And then when I say, I be like, who want to work my nerves? 20 minutes later, I would get a message from Messenger or something, or something. Just with like, oh my God, it's so funny. Or I would get a message from Messenger, and it'll just be like, and I look at the message and I just crack up laughing. It's just like, oh my God, I was already warned about you. Like, nope. It's just funny. That's how my masculine energy, it protects me that way. It's just like, nope, you can't go over there. Like, don't go over there. Like, don't go to that store right now. Like, it's not time yet. And so I just be like, I listen, right? Like I say, if I'm walking by myself, like I always walk by myself. And I know people be like, why? I used to live in Chicago, and I used to walk down 79th Street. And 79th Street is rough on the east side, okay? And so people, I wear all white. I wear all white anyway. And so people be like, where do you come from? They used to be looking at me like, you must not be from around here. I was born and raised around here. Yes, like, I just knew that wasn't nobody gonna touch me. I just knew that I wasn't gonna be in harm's way. I don't know, I just had this knowing that I can just walk down the street with my white on and not have to worry about nobody fucking with me, and no one did. And so it's funny. Okay, and then this is like another thing, no fluff. Just do this, stop here, like set this boundary, don't talk to that person, right? It's like that for me. And let me give you an example. One night I wanted to go to the store, and I didn't want to drive because it was a beautiful night outside. And so I started singing this song on my way to the mailbox, and I didn't know where this song came from, and I was just singing it. And so I had called my younger son and asked him if he wanted to walk to the store with me. And it was kind of a little bit dark, but not really. And then he was like, no, Mom, I'm good. And I said, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the store. And he was like, are you sure? He was like, it's getting dark. And I'm like, I know, I'm good. And so as I'm walking down the street, and in my vision, I saw a man come from behind a bunch of trees. And so as I approach the street lights, the traffic signals, the traffic lights, it's a bus station, to like a bus stand to my right where people can sit down at. And I look over, and it's a man sitting there. But the only reason I seen that was because my guide, my divine masculine, was making me aware that someone is sitting there, right? Someone, may. And so I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh my God, somebody gonna come out the bushes on me. And it was like, and so when I walked up, I seen the man sitting there. He spoke to me, and I said hello back to him. And he was just sitting there drinking a beer and smoking a black and mild. Now, I tell you, I don't live in a rough neighborhood. I guess he was just over that way, right? I live like, I don't know how to say this. He was just there. And so the divine masculine energy was just letting me know that he was there. And it's not that he was going to jump out on me, right? This was this man's energy. And I picked up on his energy before he even came to me. I picked up on his energy. maybe that's what he does. I don't know. Maybe that's what he do to people. I don't know. But he didn't do it to me, okay? And so when I left out of the store, I walked back, but I crossed the streets to where there were no trees and stuff. I crossed on the other side of the street just as a safe precaution, because I felt that I should cross the street. Like, I had that notion that I should cross the street where there is no trees. And so maybe that could have been his plan, to jump out in the bush on me, hide somewhere and try to pull me in the bushes. Oh my God, I'm so silly. But I don't know. But I do, my divine masculine energy, he derailed him. And so I'm walking down the street and the sky is beautiful, and I just hear look up. And I look up and I see a shooting star. And I was like, oh my God, like, anyway, bring it down. Oh my God, it feels like someone is managing the operation. That's what it feels like. It feels like someone got you. Like, you good, okay? You are now free to move around the country. Bing. And then the feminine voice is very melody. It's okay. Do this. It's like, yes. It feels like that. I don't know how to say it, but that's what I hear. It's yes. Turn this way. It's very soft. It's very flowy. It's very fluid. Raven, don't. Dang, go on. I'm sorry. Another thing, the feminine energy, she gives, like, will tell you, like, metaphors, songs. Yes, I get songs when the feminine clairvoyant comes in. It's songs. Hope this is making sense for you all. If you need me to redo this, please say so, because I will. Because other than that, I'm gonna post it as is, and I hope you can get it. Okay, if you want these, I'm gonna try to put this all together. But if you want this PDF, please ask me. Okay, if you don't ask me, I'm just gonna leave it as it is, and you probably can listen to this video over and over again until it makes sense. Okay. Okay, and then also another feminine energy. It feels like somebody is inviting you into a scene. I don't want to say like inviting you into a scene. Yeah, because it feels like story time, and like, I don't know how to say this very. I gotta get the energy, get the example back. Like, inviting you to a scene, like story time, like you can feel, it's often like the image that I got with Atlas, the image of Atlas, right? And so how it's holding up the world, right? It kind of is like that, like in Clara audience type of way. It kind of like talks you into a scene, okay? It kind of like talks you into a scenario. It talks you into a manifestation. It talks you into what something may be like. It talks you into that space, and it's very soft talking. It's just like you will hear, man, some music, and then you'll often know what the sound, what the music is saying to you, right? And so while you're listening to the music, while you hear the music playing in you, right, you'll often hear the reason behind the song. Okay, that's what it feels like. You'll feel that energy behind the song. Okay, let's see, what else do I have? Clairaudient body mapping, like where you hear it. I'm not gonna do this one. Like I said, if you want the well, I'm gonna do like the left ear, okay? Because this is, some people really need to know this. Left ear, clog pressure, receiving high frequency, okay? The sensation will be like, the sensation is like in your left ear. It may feel clogged sometimes, like, you know how like microphone-ish, it'll feel like that, like you got something like a Bluetooth or something in your ear, but you don't. Okay, but that's so that you can hear the innerness of it, right? It's like drowning out the loudness so you can hear the innerness, right? You'll feel like a little bit of pressure, but make sure you don't have tinnitus, okay? And you're receiving high frequencies, okay? That is info or spirit downloads. May also indicate energetic interference or block energy, or block energy in person being read. Okay, so that's something for me. Like when I do readings on someone, energy healings on someone, I'll tune into the energy and then I'll pick up their energetic blocks. Okay, and that's how I know what to clear. Okay, the right ear ringing or buzzing, and this may be different. That's why I don't want to do this, because this may be different for everyone. Everybody is different into where they pick up on ringing in their ears, okay? Because people are just different. It may be different from your left side and your right side, okay? Somebody's standing over here. I see him out the corner of my eye, but I don't see him when I look over there. That's why I keep looking. That's why Raven is up at the top looking down at whoever is in here. It's so crazy. But anyway, namaste, okay? I send you all so much love, so much peace, so much joy, okay? Take care, guys. I love you all so much. Bye.